Guys, this is Miss B Finance One-on-One. I am so excited. I couldn't be more blessed this Wednesday. Real fast, I'm gonna talk about the wealth formula. There is, just like baking a cake, there is a formula to building wealth. Now, we all know money doesn't grow on trees. We have to actually work for money. But in order for us to grow and become wealthy, we better make sure this money goes to work for us, or we will spend so much time working for this money. So what is it? What are some of the ingredients in building wealth that we need to know? This is something that I learned, and it actually has blessed my life. So I hope you too, it will bless you. Okay. So for you to grow wealth, you gotta know the formula. The formula is that it takes money. It takes time, which means you gotta have time on your side to grow this wealth, okay, at a good rate of return of or interest rate, as some of you like to call it, to outpace inflation and taxes. So in order for you to grow wealth, you gotta understand the formula of growing the wealth. Money with time at a good rate of return to outpace inflation and taxes. That is when you will be wealthy. That is the wealth formula. Those are the ingredients. So if the sugar is not good enough, if the time is not there, it will influence the formula. If you are not outplacing inflation, you will lose. If you are not considering taxes, you will lose. If you are not considering at what rate your money is growing, you will lose. So this wealth formula actually influenced my life. Once I understood it, I know exactly what I need to be working with. Okay, I know I have time on my side. I gotta have money. I don't have to have a lot of money when you have time on your side. But when you don't have time on your side, you better have money. Now, if you don't have either, God will figure out how to help you, but it's very difficult. A very good, but then we can look at a very good rate of return. This is where most people drop the ball, the rate of return. At what rate of interest rate is your money going to work for you, to make sure you don't have to work hard for money? And inflation and taxes, you gotta pay attention to that. I've done videos on inflation and taxes. You can look them below. I wanted to pick on the time today. So I learned this the other day, and I was actually very, very glad this gentleman trained me on this. This is the roadmap, and I'll take a picture of it, post with this video on Facebook. If you are on Facebook, I'm Betty Achapa. If you are on YouTube, you can see me. I'll also post a picture of this. How long will it take you to get to $1 million mark? Because we all want to be millionaires, yeah? Even if you don't want to be $1 million, I hope this is something that you can dream of and achieve it. The thing is, we all don't know how much money we can save to reach there, yeah? So, real fast. This thing is really talking pretty much about the money and the time you have to put in. If you are probably in your 20s, you have that 40 years before 60, you have to put around $286 pretty much every month for you to reach the $1 million mark. And given that this money is growing at 8% interest rate, okay? If you have 35 years, you have to put $435 every month to reach that $1 million by 65, okay, at a good 8% interest rate. Now, given that you know that, if you wait until you only have 10 years, which means you're in your 50s or, 55, now you only have 10 years, then you have to put $5,000 in order for you to reach $1 million. That's why the time is very, very important in your money. The earlier you start, the better for you. And let's say that you don't even want the $1 million. Maybe you just want $500,000. That's still a good money. It's good money. If you plan to retire, it's still a good money to make your life comfortable, depending on what your goal is. So let's say, for example, I'm going to use somebody who is probably in their 20s. They have like 40 years before they want to retire. And they only maybe want, in 40 years from now, they want that $500,000. Now, remember, we said in order to reach that, in order for you to reach $1 million, you need to be putting away $286. But what if you just want $500,000 in 40 years? Now, divide 286, divide by 2 to get you to $500,000. That means you only need to put about $143 every month. You guys have time on your hands. I don't know why people don't save in their 20s. You have so much time. $143 is actually $71 every 2 weeks. That's $36 every week. There is no excuse why you can't save $36 every week, especially when you buy Choma plate $12 every weekend. You can use that money and start building $500,000, but in 40 years from now, you should have that. Now, if you are in your 30s, and you have about 35 years to go, if you start putting if you want to reach $1 million, like I said before, you need to be putting $435. But maybe you don't want $1 million. You also want $500,000 in 35 years from now. Now, that means you need to be putting $218 every month. That's about $108 every 2 weeks. That's about $55 every week. $55, guys. We spend that on lunch. Monday through Friday, we spend that on lunch. So if you really, really want to save money and to secure your future, you gotta use time to your advantage. I'm always blessed to have young clients. So I just wanted to talk about the wealth formula today. Is a big deal. If you want to learn how to make money work for you at 8% interest rate, inbox me. And what I'm talking about is 8% interest rate. It's not... it's available out there. You got to pay attention to the wealth formula. You got to have time. You got to have money. Those are things you can influence. You got to have good rate of return. The question is, where do we get this rate of return? And that's why you need to inbox me to ask me that. Okay? So that we can in place some of these people we cannot influence, like inflation and taxes. Those people you can't really, you can't change them. They are there. But if you work on the things that you can change, you will be better off retiring. So this is Miss B Finance One-on-One, and I hope to see you guys at the top. Inbox me and Betty Achapa on Facebook, on YouTube, Beatrice Otieno. See you guys at the top. Subscribe to YouTube. Thank you.